All right, we'll see if this works and people can hear me.
By the way, UNLV plays at 4 o'clock.
What's that?
UNLV plays at 4 o'clock against
Okay.
Seton Hall.
Especial is the bottle Mexican lager. Everyone knows that hard work deserves a fitting reward. A Pilsner style lager with a crisp, clean taste.
You know, a lot of lawyers who advertise here don't even live here. They say Nevada, they're not from around here. If they think our crowd.
All right, we're going to go live noon to probably 1 today or 1:30. So let me know in the chat if you can hear me, if I sound okay. If the camera looks good, how's everything look? Let us know with a hell yeah. If you can hear me, the like button, all that. The new computer is going to be tried out today. We'll see what happens. I like the camera. I'm using the in-house camera instead of the Logitech. So we'll see. So, Buck, you can see me. Can you hear me good? Everything good? All right. I think the focus of the show is going to be Jaden Daniels today.
There's a commercial for the Mark Patrick Stop Smoking Salon, and I said only $49.99, and it could work for you. So I thought, it's not even a week's worth of smoking. So I went, and guess what? It did work for me. You know, my friends and family are still amazed. I quit smoking. I didn't have cravings, anxiety, or
Yep, we're good.
no, it works because I'm living proof, and it's 100% guaranteed. So what do you have to lose? I'll tell you what you have to lose. A very bad habit.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and stop smoking now without.
Bobby, you guys want, do we want Jaden Daniels as our quarterback?
I would think so.
It's designed to work without anxiety, irritability, or weight gain. Early bird special only $49.99. Become a non-smoker. That's right. Seminar Saturday, April 13th at the Santa Fe Station Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Get fit, get sauced, get rocked. The all-new River Rock Pizza and Pasta at Arizona Charlie's Decatur is serving up.
What are you willing to give up for Jaden Daniels? That's the topic.
With lasagna, chicken parmesan, and more, our classic rock-inspired restaurant will have you dancing in your seat. River Rock Pizza and Pasta at Arizona Charlie's Decatur is available for dining in or to go. Only at.
All right, let's rock out a radio show. Let's do a radio show, everybody. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let me get a screenshot here at Jaden Daniels. There we go. We're ready to go. Yeah, I'm ready.
Got headphones?
Yep, I'm good.
It's time for JT the Brick.
Wait for my day. For 50 years, stop touching it every offseason.
All right.
Take that. It's camera angles. We don't practice anymore. We don't hit anybody anymore in the NFL. We just don't. Give me more football, less flag football. Here's the show going forward for the next month. You want to give up a lot to move up, or do you want to stand pat? He's going to go in the top 3 picks. Guaranteed. The Raiders like him. He likes the Raiders. I mean, this isn't spy stuff.
JT the Brick.
I want a starter with the 13th pick who's going to start. He likes start, and then you all know what I'm talking about. Right tackle. I don't want to check. I don't want 2 swing right tackles who don't play right tackle. They might play guard, but they might be able to play right tackle. I'm done. And now we got to get this.
Out of the gate, JT live on YouTube. Yeah, I got the stream up here, man. I got the chat open. People are in there already, and we're live on the flagship of the Silver and Black Raider Nation Radio, 9:20 a.m. And on that Raiders mobile app, I just came from a meeting with one of our partners, and you know what they told me? They said, JT, I love the Raiders mobile app. I just got back from a trip. That's what our partner said. I was able to listen, love the app, listen to the app, share it with everybody. But get on my YouTube and get into the studio today I like this YouTube platform when I get it right. Got a new computer. Camera looks good. Microphone, think works well. We're trying to figure out how to get the audio from the show because we don't want to put all the commercials into the YouTube. You get that? That's an issue. We got, there's some legalities here, but we're working through it all. And we're going to fix this and make it great. And we're going to build up a YouTube channel. So nights when it's 9 o'clock at night and people want to talk Raiders, I can go into my home studio, hit a button, and fly with some Raiders content. And that's what we're going to do today. Hope everybody's having a great day. The weather is spectacular today. I was down on the strip this morning, man. You could see from one end to the other. Bobby, they say there might be some rain coming in and some wind coming in this weekend, which could cancel golf 2 weeks in a row, but that's for another day. When I come in with Bobby, and every day we usually text sound and we go over what we want to play for sound. The sound is good. We want to hear what you want to hear. We want to hear sound. It's Ohtani sound. It could be UNLV's playing today. How about that? UNLV basketball, NIT, which is big. But Bobby and I's number one goal every day is to find a compelling topic. That's it. Because a lot of people can't do that. What's the biggest struggle for young people getting into radio? And it sounds like I'm preaching, and I am, is building topics. That I believe that's my strength, is to look at the whole day of sports and find a topic and bring it to you, and hopefully it's compelling. Because I'm not an entertainer. I'm not a comedian. I don't do cheeseburgers. I don't do comedy. I just do sports. I stick to sports, and I love it that way. And then we have on some fun guests, and we try to get them in here into the rotation. But the topic for me is always important because this time of year, I do not want to talk Raiders the entire show, and I choose not to. I want to mix in everything. But on a day like today when Jayden Daniels is having his pro day, it's a very easy topic for Bobby and I to put together. So here's the show. You ready? The guys on YouTube know this because they were here before the show started. The topic is one topic today, and it is one topic only, and I'm only doing it one day. Today is Jayden Daniels Day on Raider Nation Radio, at least from noon to 2. I repeat, today is Jayden Daniels Day, who had his pro workout at LSU along with a lot of other players who were down there. Okay, I'm assuming there's a lot of Raider coaching scouts down there, and we're going to spend the day talking about him. We all good? I think it's a great topic. It's the only topic today. No free agents, no this or that, no Andre James, who I love. No, we're doing Jayden Daniels today. So what I need from you, or I appreciate from you, is to give me your opinion on Jayden Daniels, number one. The Heisman Trophy winner, elite quarterback, who hangs out in our locker room at cigar parties, was recruited by Antonio Pierce to help go to ASU, and everybody likes him. Everybody likes Jayden Daniels, period. I'm talking far less about Jayden Daniels than other people higher up the Raider food chain with me, so I'm protected. I can do this show. I can do Jayden Daniels for a day because I play no role in the decision to sign him or trade up to get him. No role. That's Tom Telesco, Mark Davis, and Antonio Pierce, who's going to have a voice in all of that. And some scouts. I would assume Luke Getsy. Of course, Luke Getsy is the offensive coordinator. But that doesn't do us any good. Who cares if we all like Jayden Daniels? We got to go get him. And I don't mean pick him up at McCarran's private jet airport. No, we got to figure out a way to trade up and get him. So as I've told you religiously on the show for a month, I want him as quarterback of the Raiders. He won't play this year if he's drafted by the Raiders and they trade up. He probably won't play until halfway through the season, if that. But how do you get him? And that's really what life's about. How to get where you want to get. You want a new car? Okay. You want a new apartment? You want a new condo? How do you get it? You want to get a degree in college? How do you get it? What do you do to go get what you want in life? Well, you got to go get this guy. He's not going to come to you. I'm assuming he wants to be a Raider. He said it. Everybody knows that. Jayden Daniels wants to be a Raider more than Caleb Williams wants to be a Bear. I can promise you that. I bet you Caleb Williams wants to be a Raider. His kids grew up with the silver and black, the shield. Now it's Vegas, baby. Vegas! They all want to be here. But we got to go get them. So today's show for the phone calls are pretty specific. What do you want to do to go get him? Do you want to pass? You're not going to get him if you don't trade up to number 2. A month ago, I'd say you have to trade up to number 3. That's gone. That's gone. He's gone at 3. If he's there at 3, he's going to the Patriots. The Patriots should quit the league if they don't take him at number 3. So then you got the Washington Commanders at number 2, and they need a lot of work because if they even get Caleb Williams, which they won't, or Jaden Daniels, they got to rebuild their offensive line. And they've done a lot in free agency, but their offensive line is no good. They got a lot of holes. I don't think anybody wants to play for the Commanders other than Caleb Williams because he is there. He's from there. So this is one of the more unique and complex drafts that I've covered in 25 years with the Raiders. It is because Jamarcus Russell was a lock. Robert Gallery at number 2, great player, did not play at a Hall of Fame level, did not. But he was a great player in college, one of the greatest to ever play his position. He was pretty much a lock at number 2, right? You go through the history of the Raiders' top draft picks. Some of them were much easier, and then other ones were kind of screwed up. They were just mistakes. Just mistakes. And I don't begrudge the individuals who made the mistakes. They were doing their best for the Raiders. They thought that Darius Hayward-Bay. They thought that Fabian Washington. They thought that Garyon Conley. They thought that Damon Arnett. They thought that Cleve Farrell were the right picks at that time. They were wrong. They were wrong. But their GMs or executives, they got track records with other teams and around the league. We got to get this one right. And that's why Tom Telesco was brought in. So I've had 2 interviews with Tom, met him once. We had a great conversation on and off the air. And it's Tom Telesco we trust. It's very easy for me. It drives a small portion of Raider Nation nuts that I support my bosses and the people I work for. It's incredible that infuriates people. It's never going to change. Whoever is above me, and there's a lot with the Raiders who have a job of decision-making, owning the team, vice president of football operations. When they make a pick, I get behind the pick initially. If it doesn't work out, I make it clear that I think it was a mistake. I make it clear. Now, maybe you don't like the way I make it clear. Maybe you'd like me to take a pitchfork and jump off a building head first. I don't know what you want me to do. But I try to be sincere and really divisive with the decisions I make and stand by what I think initially. But something's never going to change. If they don't get Jaden Daniels, I'm on top of promoting Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell because I want to win games. I'm a season ticket holder. I work on the flagship station. That'll never change. Do you hear how hard I root against the Broncos? Do you hear how hard for you I root against Mahomes? Do you hear how hard I crushed Boy Blunder and the Chargers for you in the Raider Nation? I do that for you because you don't have a radio show most years, and you'd love to crush the Chargers and the Denvers every day. So I try to accommodate. But when it comes to personnel, man, I stay in my lane. These guys get paid a lot of money to pick players. A lot of money to pick players. They're millionaires. And they get they're in charge to pick future millionaires. So today is Jaden Daniels' day. The show started 13 minutes ago. I don't know how you don't know the number or have an opinion on this. Let's go. 702-365-9200. That's it. I got one guest today in hour number 2. Today is my proclamation day. If it was Carolyn Goodman, I'd bring in the mayor. And I'd say, Madam Mayor, I want to give you give me the key to the city. I want to give it to Jaden Daniels. My proclamation. It's Jaden Daniels' day today. I might have a Drake May day. I might have a Michael Penix day. You know, it's uphill sledding here during the dead zone, right? We got to get a lot of things in here. I'd like to do 2 hours on Ohtani, but no. So we're going to do this. Jaden Daniels, what do you specifically give up to get him? I've always thought it was the 13th pick plus a player and 2 first-round picks. That's what I always thought it to be. They will quote me on that, which is BS, because I don't think that is a guess. I think in order to get Caleb Williams, you have to give up 3 first-round picks. In order to get Jaden Daniels, Drake May, it's going to be, and maybe J.J. McCarthy too. Plus the pick you have. Remember, It's the pick you have that's supposed to be a decent pick. I'm not talking if you have the 28th pick. You're not giving up the 28th pick. No one cares. You got to give up 2 future first-rounders, the pick you have now, and maybe to sweeten the pot, a player, maybe a really good player, a starter, maybe a Pro Bowler or a capable Pro Bowler. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say in Raider Nation today, because I'm going to do this one day. 702-365-9200, and then we'll talk about him. Now, we have a problem on our hands, everybody. I also like to tell everybody in the monologue, we have a problem here with the Raiders. It's the Vikings. The Vikings, who have never won anything that's ever mattered in the history of their franchise. They've never won anything that's ever mattered. Gary Anderson, missed kicks, my friend Warren Moon, Randall. You look at all the players that they had, which were great players. Do you know how good Fran Tarkenton was? Oh my God. You ever hear of Carl Ella and Alan Page? Do you ever hear of Chuck Foreman? You ever hear of these guys, Randy Moss? They've never won. They've been to Super Bowls. They've been to championship games. They are nowhere near the stratosphere of the global Raider Nation. Skull. They have their chant. That's it. They want to get in front of us at all costs. They're in front. The Chargers are in front of us. They want to cause bedlam. And then we have Denver, as Denver wants to also take our quarterback. Our quarterback, Denver wants. Denver wants every quarterback that we could want. Who are the two that we could actually get with a bold move? Jaden Daniels and J.J. McCarthy. Denver wants them both. Okay? They're picking one ahead of us, all right? I'm no magician here. I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. The teams that we want to battle now. Oh, what about the New York Football Giants, the team of my youth? Giants are picking sixth. They got Daniel Jones. You don't think they're going to take J.J. McCarthy at 6 if he drops? Of course they are. We got to get in front of the Giants and the Chargers at 5. We might have to get up there with the Patriots. We might have to do business with Washington. How are we going to do this deal? We're not blowing it up. We're not breaking down. We're not in the bunker over in Henderson. This is common knowledge every day. Ian Rappaport, Bucky Brooks, Tom Pelissaro, Mel Kiper, they're all talking about it long before I get on the radio. This is not a secret. We need a quarterback, and if we wait for him, then we could wait for a pretty good one. And that would either be Michael Penix Jr. or Bo Nix. And I tweeted it out, and I think people get it. I think you don't want to trade down, trade back, because if you do, someone can jump you again. So look, let's say at number 13, for whatever reason, J.J. McCarthy isn't there, and he'll be gone. Then you go take him. Let's say at number 13, Michael Penix Jr. isn't there, and you go, well, man, I don't want to use number 13. I want to trade back to 16. Good luck. You just opened the door. You told everybody that you want Penix, but you're trading back. Everybody knows you're trading back for Penix, and someone jumps over you. That could happen too. So I'm asking Raider fans to be pretty specific today. Have an opinion on this. It's Jaden Daniels Day. We're going to try to get the vibe of the Raider Nation. Everybody knows my vibe and what I think. I don't know what you think unless you tweet at me at JT the Brick. You get in our chat, which is really filling up nice here. YouTube, JT the Brick YT. Please subscribe right now. You can get right into the show, be behind the scenes, and we'll spend some time with him. Mike Davis will join us, right, Bobby, later in the show. Our arena football indoor coach here. He's a big football fan. Wants to come on. He's really good. We're going to talk to him in the second hour of the show. I got a couple of phone calls out for other guests here, but it's me and you today, and Bobby, as we continue on. And Kevin Bollinger will join us from Fox 5, and we'll have a fun show today. But I specifically want to get Jaden Daniels. I do. I find it really expensive and hard to do. But the Raiders own a lot of expensive things. They do. They have Allegiant Stadium. They're in Vegas. They have the draft equity in years to come to trade picks for the future picks for now. I think a lot more Raider fans than average now want to give up the future drafts to go get this kid, which tells you something. They like him. You know, J.J. McCarthy, I'm liking him more and more. I really am. Harbaugh got the whole world going, man. Harbaugh, he is slick. He basically said at that owners meeting when he did the scrum for breakfast, he said it was the best workout he ever saw. J.J. McCarthy. Why did he do that? I'll tell you why. Because J.J. McCarthy delivered Jim Harbaugh a national championship. And Jim Harbaugh was suspended from his job for certain allegations, and JJ McCarthy bailed him out. Because if McCarthy didn't win one of those games and they would have been out of the championship round, would Jim Harbaugh have the leverage to go to the Chargers? Yeah, he would have the leverage to go to the Chargers, but not with the national championship chip. JJ McCarthy did that. So Harbaugh did the right thing, and Harbaugh went out there and said, hey, man, I'm going to blow up the owners' meeting and say that your workout was the greatest workout I've ever been to. And they were able to do that. And congratulations. That's what you should do for your players that you coached in college. Harbaugh coached this guy for 3 years. Can you imagine how he molded that kid as a leader, as a guy in the film room, as a guy on the practice field, verbiage, leadership, and all of that? You better believe J.J. McCarthy's going quick. There were people a month ago didn't have J.J. McCarthy in the first round. Why are we talking about him going number 2 or 3 now? Because he played for Jim Harbaugh, and he's pretty damn good. So as I told you, Michael Penix, I'm fine with that. I'm good with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew fighting it out there. But we got a chance to get a quarterback in under 30 days. Today is Jayden Daniels' day. I want to hear from some fans here. I want some fans to have some strong opinions on this, specifically with what you would give up to get the quarterbacks, the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks, and we can get it done. But I'm telling you, the Vikings are our nemesis. The Vikings got 2 picks in the first round. The Vikings will do anything to replace Kirk Cousins with another franchise quarterback. And by the way, how'd that work out with Kirk Cousins? The last pass he ever threw in the playoffs for the Vikings was on 4th down. He checked down short of the first down, and that was his last playoff game. And they're giving him $160 million every time he wakes up. Every time he wakes up in the morning, his wife's going, hey, Kirk, I just looked at our checking account. We got $92 million guaranteed. What the hell happened? Because the league now wants a quarterback, and Kirk Cousins is really good, but he's not elite. Jayden Daniels is elite. Could J.J. McCarthy be elite? Caleb Williams is elite. Could Penix be elite? I don't know. I would like to see get a quarterback, or you will see me pivot pretty heavy. If that draft starts, and I'll be on the radio doing something in some capacity, and we go this way, is what every draft I'm looking at has saying, Bobby. Number 1, Caleb. Number 2, Jayden Daniels. Number 3, J.J. McCarthy. That's how this draft's going to go. Number 4, Minnesota trading up maybe. Or number 4, let's give Marvin Harrison Jr. number 4. He deserves it. You're going to hear me live on the radio say, let's go get the right tackle. Let's go. Let's go get the right tackle. Let's go get the beast, the mauler, if those quarterbacks are gone. If they're not gone and there's still a trade partner for the Raiders and we can get one of those 2, and then if we get to 12 and Michael Penix is still on the board as the Raiders get ready to turn in their card, I think it'll be really fascinating to see if the Raiders turn in their card. And it's Michael Penix Jr. at 13, and that just goes to show you that he will clearly be the franchise quarterback for a decade if they make that pick. I don't know if they want to make that pick. I think I love Jayden Daniels. I'd rather go get Jayden Daniels. What do you got to go get him to get him? Ryan in Mountain View, California, on the Raiders mobile app. Go ahead. Oh, you're in Washington. Hello, Ryan. Thanks for calling. You probably know Michael Penix Jr., right? Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, let me hear that again. What would you specifically go all in and get him with? What would you go? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Raider Nation, what's your name?
Mm.
Hi, what's your name, man?
Yeah, I appreciate the call on that. So you'll give up 2 future first rounders or maybe a second and a third to go up there if that's enough to do it.
Cool, and you're in Arizona.
Yeah. Mm. Okay. All right. Well, appreciate the call, man. Thanks a lot for starting us off, Ryan. That's kind of what I think. That's kind of what I said in the monologue, which is brought to you by PT's Golden Entertainment. They own the Strat. Strat's been busy because Atomic Golf just opened next door. A lot of people re-looking at the property, heading on in there. The Strat, Arizona Charlie's, the Laughlin Entertainment Center, Sierra Gold. Oh, love it. Everything associated with the best happy hour in town, 5 to 7, midnight to 2, right there at PT. So there you go. You got our first guy calling in, said 2 first-round picks and a second and a third in years to come. Okay. I think he's on to something. Thor's diehard. And Thor, before you come in here, we have a very, very special birthday. Adrian, Cisco's son. Happy 21st birthday to Adrian. He is diehard Raider Nation, young member in the Black Hole. Love him. Love Adrian. And I love Cisco because he's the backbone of this show, dated to Rob Rivera and guys like you, Thor. So we're going to wish Adrian a happy birthday today. Go ahead. Mhm. Mhm.
If it works, then you're a genius, right? So I mean, if our GM feels that strongly about it, and our coaches feel that strongly about it, and you can do it, go for it. I can't have
Yeah. Right. Yeah, thanks, Lord. Appreciate it. Good to hear from you. Raider Nation Drinking Club. Appreciate that. Raider Nation for life. I'm good with that. You know, again, if you end up giving up too much to get the quarterback and the franchise quarterback for a decade, it's not too much. I mean, this, you're not going to give up 4 first-round picks. I don't think you have to give up 3. That's a lot. 2 plus anything else, no one's going to care 5 years from now if Jaden Daniels is in the playoffs every year or J.J. McCarthy is in the playoffs every year. No one's going to care. All we care about is living now. Now, look, I watched the dynasty of the Patriots. It's just remarkable. Once the Patriots got lucky with Tom Brady, who's going to be a minority owner of the Raiders, we wish him only great things. Brady's coming to the Raiders in an ownership capacity to bring his legendary status and expertise to the Las Vegas marketplace, along with assisting Mark Davis in some great ideas going forward. It looks like it's getting closer. A lot was made at the owners' meeting. Once you get the quarterback, you don't have to worry about other things unless the quarterback suffers a catastrophic injury. Once you get Mahomes and you get Justin Herbert and you get Joe Burrow or Jaden Daniels, then you're good. You got that thing set. How about the Dak Prescott news? So basically, the Cowboys have not been able to come to terms on Dak Prescott's deal, and he's going to play out his contract this year unless they get a deal done in Oxnard or beforehand. I wouldn't do another deal with Dak. I wouldn't. I wouldn't reward him. You think I would reward Dak Prescott and give him more money? Like, what's with we haven't won squat and we're going to give you more money to stay? What the hell's going on out here? If you're a realtor and you haven't sold a house for 2 years and your deal's up, you think your boss is going to say, hey, I'm going to give you extra this? You haven't sold a house in 2 years. We're giving Kirk Cousins, who hasn't won squat, we're giving him more money for what? You don't give Dak Prescott more money. Last year, they were my Super Bowl pick. I thought they were the best team in football. I loved their roster. Dak got to the playoffs and saw a ghost. And Jordan Love, who was on the bench for years behind Aaron Rodgers, destroyed Dak. Outplayed him. Outplayed him. You don't give Dak Prescott a new contract. Why, you scared? You scared you can't find another quarterback as good as Dak? Well, Dak's pretty good. He is. He's an NFL Man of the Year. He's been a Pro Bowler. He's a good player. This organization didn't blink when they got rid of Derek at the end. But it was a different regime, and the regime got let go. So you can debate Derek all day long on that. But when you get a quarterback in the draft, top 5 pick, I don't play him. I don't. I do with Jordan Love. I do with Mahomes. I do Eli. I don't play him the first half of the year one, and then I give him the keys, and I never take him out of a game the rest of the way. The Kyler Murray effect to Kyler Murray. God, I wish Kyler Murray was available in a trade. Ooh. Oh, you think I love Baker? Remember when Kyler played here at Legion, was running around like a little 2-year-old toddler who stole your keys at the picnic 20 seconds and beat us? Oh, I'll never forget that game. That was one of the most spectacular, two of the most spectacular performances I've ever seen in Legion Stadium history. Kyler Murray and Justin Herbert. I want one of those guys. But I like Gardner Minshew. Man, he's a swashbuckling pirate. And Aiden O'Connell, love to tell you, he's the leader in the house. He's the leader. He is, because he played for AP, and AP got a job because he kept winning. So we got a quarterback, not controversy, we got a competition, which is going to be a lot of fun. That's the monologue, brought to you by Resorts World. Go check it out as they open up more and more retail stores there. A luxury brand property right there on the Strip. Resorts World, Doghouse Saloon, home of my Monday Night Football show. We're ready to roll today. We got a big show. It's Jayden Daniels Day, 702-365-9200. What would you give up to go get Jayden Daniels? Whoa, all right. That's the monologue, man. Your other radio hosts read off teleprompters and read notes. You just saw 30 minutes or 28 minutes of heat, man.
Okay, Raul, you're gonna lead off next segment. I'll get you up after the commercial.
I'm going to talk about the comments in the chat on the radio, definitely. Again, I'm not able due to our commercials and YouTube. So I can explain this to everybody. If we connect the show to this live stream, all of our commercials can't play legally on YouTube. We can't use the advertisers, Resorts World, all that. YouTube has stricter standards. So it's a little bit different. We're working around it. We're working on how to have the stream during the show with the listeners and callers. But then when we're in a commercial break now, not to have the commercials. So that's where we're at. All right. Thanks, Bobby. Pig 76, betting on 2 quarterbacks in this draft is high upside. It's about room development. Yeah, I disagree. We don't have to develop anyone new. We need a franchise quarterback. We've developed Aiden O'Connell last year. Josh McDaniels did that. He didn't do many things you liked. He developed Aiden O'Connell. He did. Had him ready to play. Gardner Minshew doesn't need to be developed. He's developed already. We need a quarterback who's a franchise guy who can sit. I don't want a guy in the second or third round. A lot of people are saying Spencer Rattler. You know, I don't know what to say on that. Is Spencer Rattler better than Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew? I don't know. Raider Greg, I'd sit Jayden Daniels for the first half of the season, let Minshew and Aiden battle it out. That's exactly what will happen if he ends up getting drafted. What I'm asking is, how do you go get him? Jayden in New England makes more sense. Of course it does. If you're the Patriots, how the hell do you pass on Jayden Daniels? If you're the Commanders, how do you pass on Jayden Daniels? Raider Sal. Raider Sal said, I forgot Alex Leatherwood. No, I've been talking about him actually a lot. That's why if you take a tackle from Alabama, I'd be a little bit worried. Jesse Garcia says, sorry, man, the app never works for me. Go straight to video. How does the app not work? This is the best app in radio. You go to the Raiders mobile app, which is free, right here. See the Raiders mobile app? See right here? So as you're watching the YouTube feed, and then see radio right here, look at there. Click on radio. And look how quick the radio show comes up. I mean, this is bleeping incredible. This app has changed radio for the Raider Nation. You think those scoundrels at KMBR and 95.7 The Game got an app as good as this? You're in the Bay Area, man. You listen to Raiders here, man. Bollinger 1245.
Oh, this is like a 5-6 minute segment, right?
Will take home an exclusive Desert Dogs bobblehead. This will be a game at LasVegasDesertDogs.com. This is how Vegas plays. Ask anyone who's dined at Pancho's in downtown Summerlin, and they'll tell you it's the best Mexican restaurant in town. Enjoy happy hour every day of the week in the cantina at Pancho's. Watch your favorite game on their 7 big screen TVs while sipping on
Yeah,
your
what are you coming out with? I want to say,
AP.
yeah, I want to save Golden Knights for a little bit. That loss was brutal, huh? Brutal.
I don't know. Put it this way, I'm expecting to do aviators by the end of April.
Rap Album Depot said, all I know is the Mighty Athletics belong in Oakland. They do. Take them from Vegas and bring them back to Oakland. Keep them in Oakland.
Of the Las Vegas Raiders.
They don't have a little chip on their shoulder. We're not going to match it. It's not going to happen. So that's why it's good when you ask me about the pro days and why I'm all about, because you don't see that. You can't always see that on film. We got to be around each other. I got to hear you talk. I got to look in your eyes. That's the culture we're setting. When you look at a Max Crosby, a Robert Spillane, Jacoby Myers, those guys all play with a chip on their shoulders. Andrew James. They understand what it's like to be an underdog, and that's fine. And once we're on top, we know what it's like to be the top dog. You want those guys that got a little bit more ish to them. We'll go out there on seconds.
JT, back with you. That's Antonio Pierce. The culture in the locker room's good if you got great players who are badasses and they have a great culture. Max is the king of that. We're brought to you on the live stream on YouTube and on the radio show with Modelo, the #1 beer in America. When you think of Modelo, think of the #1 beer in America. I love the taste of it. I love the vibe. When I think of Modelo, I think of the greatness of the Raiders and their partnership with the Silver and Black and Raider Nation Radio. I have a bucket of Modelos every Friday. People yell at me in airports, JT, I got your Modelo. I said, thank you, man. I'll have it in a draft, cerveza, please, in the airport, because we're ready to roll today. So good day today. Great day. Got up early, did a lot. Great dog walk today, man. The weather was beautiful. Great meeting on the strip today about the show. Flying high today. Excited about everything that's happening. Ooh, and Bobby, tomorrow I was asked to be the MC of Emmett Smith's grand opening of his new restaurant on the strip. So Emmett and I tomorrow on the red carpet, the all-time leading rusher. I say this about Emmett Smith. I met him a handful of times. Hall of Fame, big events here in town. Very genuinely nice guy. I hope his restaurant does really well. It's in the Fashion Show Mall right on the strip. Looks right into the Wind Forest. One of the best views in town is the Wind Forest. When you look at those trees, it's incredible. So I'll be there tomorrow night for that, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And I wish Emmett and his team all the best as we get going here. If you want to get through, 702-365-9200 is our number here. We want to know exactly what you think about Jayden Daniels. And what would you give up for Jayden Daniels along the way? What's the priority? Specific picks? How far do you think the Raiders have to trade up to get him? We're going to do this one day, just today. And then we're going to let the draft play out. Raul in Arizona. You're up next. What's happening? Hey, man.
When I started off as a Raider, Jay Schrader was my cornerback. Let me go down the list. Jay Schrader, Todd Marinovich, Jeff Hofstadter, Jeff George, Rich Gannon, Rick Myers, Kerry Collins, Andrew Walter, Josh McCown, DeMarcus Russell, Jason Campbell, Carson Palm, Terrell Pryor, Eric Carr, Aiden O'Connor. I am tired, JT, of this list of getting quarterbacks like this. We went from just win baby to I just want to win, baby. Kids are going to give up to get this kid. If the Raiders are convinced that Jaden Daniels and everybody else is convinced that this kid is the future, go get him. I would go as far as to give up next year 1, 3, and 4, next year 1, 2, and 3, and 26, 1 and 2. And if I have to throw in the kicker at Devontae Adams, I will do it. I am sick and tired of us being the bottom barrel, JT. And like you, I want the Raiders to be driven greatness. I want the Raiders to be driven to just win, baby, to be bullies, to be the Raiders of it. And whatever we need to do to turn this franchise around, let's do it, JT.
Yeah, I appreciate the call. Thank you. I think Tom Telesco has a general understanding that the Raiders want to win now. He told me that to Eric Allen. He understands that there's an ability now to win. And a lot of GMs, Mike Mayock and Dave Ziegler, who had good picks, some good picks and some tragic picks. Henry Ruggs, for example, some just picks that didn't work out for a number of reasons. Now it's the time to thread the needle for Tom to go get a first-round pick that's going to be an impact player. And I know that Dave. I've talked to Dave about it. Dave Ziegler gave up his first 2 picks ever. He gave them up for Devontae. I was good with that. We didn't pick till the 3rd round. Dylan Parham. We got him on the radio, and he was the first pick of Dave Ziegler. That was a good pick. He's a starter. He's going to be in this league a while. Solid pick. Tyree Wilson, I'm hoping he turns out to be an all-pro. He's got freakish athletic ability, but he was taken 7 overall. I can tell you this much. If the Raiders had the 7th pick overall this year, they still wouldn't get Jaden Daniels unless they traded up. You'd be in the same boat. You'd have to give up that. Everybody to a man and a woman who's doing a mock draft says the same thing. This is the year to go get a quarterback. Next year's mock drafts, as you look out a year in advance, the quarterback market is not as big. It's not as big. Someone in the chat a lot of people are talking here about the quarterback position because it's Jaden Daniels Day. Are we going to go through the same thing next year? I don't know what next year looks like. I have no idea. I just want the Raiders to win 10 or 11 games this year and make the playoffs. Because I looked at the schedule, and we'll go over that when we release the schedule. But when I looked at the schedule, I wasn't concerned, as I have been in years past. I think there's a lot of winnable games there. I think Denver's in a full rebuild. I think the Chargers roster is not as good as the Raiders for obvious reasons. They're going to have some growing pains. And then it's Kansas City. We beat them the last time we played them. I was encouraged on that. And I think some of the games on the schedule we can win. I'm not looking at a potential schedule and says, oh, man, that looks like it's brutal. I don't see it that way. I think the Raiders will be able to navigate through it and get to the other side. All right, Jaden Daniels Day. You can't slow down, man. I'm not slowing down. You can't slow down. I don't know how you can't keep up with me, man. We're going fast today. One day only. Jaden Daniels, what do you need to get him? 702-365-9200. Also, the Golden Knights lost. Bobby, get on the mic for a second. That was brutal. There's losses that teams lose, but when you're up that many goals and you give up that many goals and lose to a team that you have to beat and you did enough to beat them, I mean, that one stings. I think we're going to make the playoffs, we, the fans, but man, that was a brutal loss. They get a point, but the way that they floundered that lead, you ran the game. How tough was that?
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was.
It was actually a good description because this team had a 4-1 lead at the end of the second period, and they jacked up pretty cold.
Wow.
Had to go to overtime, had a lousy overtime. They gave up the game-winning goal in about a minute.
How do you give up a 4-1 lead with the season on the line? With those players?
I don't know.
How do you do that?
I honestly don't know. It's like they were great for the first 2 periods, and then they just left it all in the locker room.
Kevin Bollinger from Fox 5 will join us coming up on the other side. The great guy. He's fantastic. We love him. The sports director at Fox 5 here in town. Haven't spoke to him in a couple of weeks. So we'll jump in with him. And we also want to thank our great friends at the M Resort Spa Casino. Love going to the M Resort and having some cocktails with Fred Bolitnikov. I want to talk about my happy space. Go to the M, walk in there, go to the bar. There's Freddie B, having a couple drinks, talking Raiders at the M Resort because they're proud partners with the Silver and Black. I got to get a drink. I'm getting radio dry mouth. Yeah, I'll be right back. What else do we got here? Go get JD, but if you can, stay put and get whoever falls to you, whether it be a quarterback, offensive tackle, or a corner. I would agree. Corner's risky that high. Corner's risky that high. Raider Greg, 2 first-round picks, 3/3 for Daniels or McCarthy. So 2 first-rounders, okay. 3/3. Kind of like that, yeah. 3/3. That make that's okay to me. That's still rich. That's a lot. Fabian, please, got to get to work on the Apple Watch so I can leave my iPhone at home. Benny Jet says Bobby Machado, the radio guy. Yes. Yeah. Bobby says, hey, Benny, be right back.
Extension Bridge, finished City Center, expanded our and made Vegas the biggest stage in sports. Vegas is ready. It's game time.
PT's Taverns is the place to catch all the madness this March. Join us for our enforcement trends. Just have 50% off drinks, 9 to 7 p.m. and 12 to 2 a.m. daily. Plus, ask your bar host how you can enter to win your share of $25,000 in free slot play just by playing with your True Rewards card. Please application for you. PT'sTaverns.com.
See the break. There's a live mic over.
820-12. Salmon Ash Injury Law, because you deserve what's right.
Get ready to experience luxury and performance like never before with the 2024 Jaguar F-Pace. For a limited time, take advantage of 2.9 financing for up to 72 months. Imagine yourself in the driver's seat of this exquisite SUV with its cutting-edge features and unparalleled design. Come get yours today at Jaguar Land Las Vegas.
Bring up the YouTube page there. Check it out. Hang on, this is all the time.
I got new. How come we can't connect the board to my YouTube stream? Because we don't have an engineer now. Am I hearing we don't have an engineer? Well, I'm hearing, are we going to replace the engineer? Because we didn't replace Elaine. We didn't replace Dane, Jesse. So who are we replacing to the engineer? Yeah, Jen. I really just feel hard joke to him this way. Wasn't like perfect with Justin. I thought clear, perfect. I never had a problem with Joe. I still talk to Joe. He does the Golden Knights. Well, Joe just consulting. No, jumping over that. You're thinking of what's the name? The other guy. Yeah, not Ray. Yeah, Teagarden.
Oh, Teagarden's great. I worked with him over at CBS.
Yeah, long story short.
Quick story on Snapple to my YouTube stream. Snapple, I think, started in Long Island, New York, where I'm from. What an unbelievable brand that Snapple, and they're not a partner here, is still rocking. This is the peach tea, 0 sugar. So someone Google that. Did Snapple start in my home region of Long Island, New York?
Selection of new and pre-owned Kias and prices you love. Come see a Kia at Inland Kia Las Vegas.
I like Benjamin Albright, but he says Washington is not trading back and the Raiders are not trading up. I mean, I have Benjamin on all the time. He does not know that the Raiders are trading up or not. I don't know, and I work for the team.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Celebration. Brought to you by the Black. Become a member of football's most notorious fans.
I really want a guy that's experienced, that's won. I want to win it. No more important, I want a guy that's won. As a Rachel deal with adversity. The experience part, it helps you. Let's get a quarterback out. Let's say.
Talk about quarterback attributes. Quarterback attributes. Tenants ready.
23 is a big difference from a maturity standpoint, what they've seen in the game.
and regardless of what you've seen in college, pros is a whole different animal. So having a player that's playing, let's say, 24, 36 games and start in a winner, that's right up our alley.
Yeah, lofty expectations for our guy, Antonio Pierce, on who he wants, no doubt about it. JT, back with you as we continue on here from the studios of the Silver and Black. It's Bobby and I today. We got good shows the rest of the week. And then we just count down to the draft. We count down to the draft as we get rolling here. 702-365-9200. Kevin Bollinger from Fox 5, the sports director, great friend. Haven't spoke to you in a while. I hope you and your family are doing well. Great to have you back on the flagship. How are you, brother? Yep. No doubt, we're having Jaden Daniels' day today. I want to just get this out of the way. For you, the sports director who's a partner with the Raiders, you've seen a lot of the Jaden Daniels noise, heard it, seen it. Clearly, he looks to be someone that the Raiders are very interested in, but how difficult will it be to go get him?
Let them get high enough on the board, especially teams that are looking for quarterback as well. So, the interesting part is that the price either is going to be that much higher, team down and go with maybe one better quarterbacks instead of a Chase Daniel. You're going to have to look further down your board in terms of some of the quarterbacks out there.
Kevin Bollinger is our guest. So, standing at 13, you think a quarterback's going to be available? Michael Penix, because people are saying don't get him there, trade back. And when you trade back, I don't know if that's really risky to me, trading back to get someone you want. That never seems to work.
Teams behind him to trade back, but other teams may try to hopscotch up ahead of somebody. That's one of the things. It's a risk reward type deal. But if they feel at that point that that's the guy they want, then I think you just got to get it. And if that's priority number one, that's what you got to do. So it'll be interesting to see too. As we see the maneuvering on draft day to get into those top 5 picks. Get a better feel for maybe teams that have that need for quarterback and teams that don't. And then you're going to narrow it down to teams that the Raiders maybe are going to be competing with if they do decide to wait until a little bit later on. Maybe use that pick on 13 for somebody else and then trade up, package something to get on the back end of the first round to get Penix there.
Kevin Bollinger, Fox 5, kind enough to join us. So I look at what the Raiders want to accomplish. Did you get any warning signs of Gardner Minshew and what to do with Minshew? Because I got to give him the edge with experience over Aiden O'Connell, but I love the loyalty that Antonio Pierce has for Aiden O'Connell, who played for him last year at a high level and helped AP retain the job.
AP has done so far is he's creating competition and positions, and that includes the quarterback. He doesn't say he's handing the job to Aiden O'Connell, but he's going to create the idea right now that there's going to be a quarterback competition through the OTAs and when we get into training camp. And that just brings up that the Minshew thing I personally did not see coming from until it happened. He was, of course, linked to maybe be going into Denver with the Broncos a little bit. But he does fit that prototype type of person that AP wants, Raider-type players there. And he does kind of have a little bit of a Raider mentality to him. So, a good pickup, and we'll see what else they do. They're obviously not done at that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty fascinating to see because there are some holes, Kevin, but I've known you for a while, and especially when the Raiders came here. We've gone into drafts with your coverage on Fox 5 with me on the radio that the Raiders had plenty of holes to fill. They needed 2 linebackers, 2 corners, an offensive lineman. Oh, my God, they needed 5 starters at least in other positions. I don't see that anymore. I'd like to see a starting corner, but I like Hobbs and Jacorian Bennett's supposed to be that. Jack Jones is there. I think Epps has secured his position with Trayvon Merrick. They don't have to look over their shoulder. And with the addition of Christian Wilkins to go along with the linebacker core of Diablo, Masterson, and Spillane, depth is one thing on defense, but defense looks pretty buttoned up to me. How about you?
any draft. In terms of, they have good people in good spots, and there's not a ton of massive holes, and that's showing progress. Number one, in terms of their roster, but the important thing is it allows them to kind of do the right thing and then fill in everything else through agency, or maybe a veteran player let go in training camp and have some cap space to fill some other holes to give you some depth pieces as well as go into the season. I think from that standpoint, the Raiders are in a much better position than they've been in a decade.
Kevin Bollinger, as we wrap it up, what a brutal loss for our VGK last night, because the Predators are first in the wild card. Vegas is second. Could have flip-flopped some points there, and that was a collapse when you're up 4-1 and you find a way to lose a game the way they did. I think they're going to be clear of St. Louis and the Wild, but stranger things have happened. They're 6 points clear of St. Louis and about 9 clear of Minnesota, but there's some hockey left. I don't like what I'm seeing. There's no consistency with the reigning Stanley Cup champs. Yeah.
Your strength of schedule down the stretch, but I'm a big believer with, especially in the NHL playoffs, that you got to just make it, and then you can certainly make a run from there. And these guys are champions, so let's see if they can, they maybe wait a little bit longer than everybody wanted to get their foot on the gas, but I think that they'll get it done, get into the postseason, and then let the chips fall. It may. The hard part is if they go in as that 8 seed, then you're potentially playing Colorado or Dallas out of the division right out of state, and that's a tough matchup. They have to overtime. Then you play Edmonton in the first round, so they set themselves up for a much tougher.
Yeah, and I'm all for that. When you win the cup and you're able to celebrate and you're allowed to have a great time and you do so many things, I'm cool. If they have to go down the tough road, look, the Lakers and the Warriors are trying to get in the play-in tournament. That's the toughest way to go, but their fans want to see them get in there. I just want to see them get in there. Kevin, finally, how do you cover this UNLV story? Because they didn't make the tournament, but they're alive in the NIT. It gives us more games here to cover locally. I really love Lon and Kevin, always supported Kevin Kruger and their student athletes. Really played hard this year. I thought they were as good as any other team in the Mountain West that made it into the tournament, but they didn't deserve to get in. How do you frame this NIT game if they can win and get to the semis? Oh,
About 5 minutes, and I'm kind of embedded with these Sun Rebel teams in the NIT tournament. That I will tell you this, in terms of you hear the words about culture and stuff. Kevin Kruger has these guys so bought in to the program that I don't think they're going to have the big turnover that you see a lot of college basketball teams have. But they're bought in and trying to extend this thing and winning and go win a championship. And a lot of times when teams don't make the NCAA tournament, they're kind of this letdown and they get bounced early in the NIT. These guys from the get-go has said, let's go win this thing. And, big wins at Princeton last Wednesday here in New Jersey, and then back at home at the MAC on Sunday against Boston College. Now they're going up against the number one seed in the tournament, Seton Hall, on their home floor. Normally they play where the Devils play in the Prudential Center, and they're actually playing on campus in a 1,400.
yeah.
Oh. On top, you're from back here.
I am. Montclair, New Jersey. You getting a good slice, good pie back there, or what are you engaging in when it comes to lunch and dinner plans there in Jersey? Yes, you have to. Great. Absolutely. Good to talk to you, my friend. I'll see you when you get back. Thank you for this. Kevin Bollinger, Fox 5. That's great. I didn't know he was back there. Didn't know. So it's nice. He didn't tell Bobby. He didn't tell me. He's back there. My go-to, and this is good for the chat, because what's great about the YouTube stream is when we go to the top of the hour, I stay here in studio and we chat in the chat room on YouTube, JT the Brick, YT. Bobby, my go-to is chicken cutlet parm. That's what I mean by that. My entire life, I've been known to exaggerate, but I never lie. every single Italian joint I've ever been to the first time I ordered chicken parm. No matter what. You take me to Rayo's, you take me Carbone here in town. Oh my God. Oh my God. Right? Anywhere I go. Nora's right here, not too far from the studio. The first thing I do, first time, don't look at menus. I never look at a menu. I don't need to look at your menu. I know what I want. I get the chicken cutlet parm, period. And if they give me a side of pasta, great. Whatever the side is, I test the chicken parm. Mastriani's right by my home, the best. Say hi to Pete for me. I've never had a bad meal there. So once I get the chicken parm, then I'll try something the next time. But first time for me, always the chicken parm.
You know, there's a little Italian place up by me, Sahara and Cimarron called Limoncello. You could actually afford
Yeah.
a place. Go in there and check it out.
I'll bring you. I'll bring you. After what you told me today, I'll bring you and we'll do that. But then the chicken cutlet parm hero, as we called it back east, the sandwich, the hero, it's also a go-to. I don't know why people look at, you know how upset I get when people look at menus in an Italian restaurant? You go to a seafood place, I get it, steakhouse, maybe. You know how disgusted I get of anyone who goes to an Italian restaurant and has to see a menu? No, you don't have to see a menu. Order what you've had your whole life or order what you like when you're going Italian. Brought to you by Grimaldi's, the best pizza I've ever had. Man, rock and roll radio, Benny Jet. What do you think of this YouTube thing, man? Looking good. Chicken cut. You like veal. Veal's starting to weird me out a bit. Veal, I don't look into the history of how a meal is made. I'm not one of those guys, but kind of gotten away from the veal the older I've gotten in life. Been working out a lot, trying to drop a few off-season Raider pounds, walking a lot. Gave up red meat for Lent as we get ready for Easter. I broke the rule a little bit, but it was pretty good giving up some red meat for a while, which is good. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you love listening. Thank you. I'm going to do one more monologue here before I check out. Due to someone else's negligence, remember, it's not about so YouTube. Do you like YouTube in the day? Do you like it at night? Like, what do you think I should be doing with this at night? Because I'm pissed off I'm not on 5 nights a week, but I'm kind of okay with it because it's the off season. So I'm going to do this Tuesday night. I do the live stream, and I think Thursday. Maybe Tuesday, Thursday. I like to go out with my wife on Friday. Saturday is my only day off because I work Sunday. What are the best days you think for me to jump on YouTube? Tuesday, Thursday work?
My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband. He lost weight. More important, cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend went, and she lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months. So does Patrick hypnosis work? Oh, yeah, it works. Nothing has changed my life more. Well, except maybe
Benny, you look great, man. Benny, I don't know how much weight you lost. I mean, the new haircut's mind blowing. I think it looks great, man. You look thinner with the new haircut.
That's right. Weight loss seminar Saturday, April 13th at the Sandbay Station Hotel and Casino.
Oh, Troy says send the farm for Daniels. 3 first, 2 seconds, 2/3.
Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Terribles is offering a gas discount of, check this, 40 cents per gallon with the purchase of a car wash at over 80 locations. That's right. Get 40 cents off per gallon of any fuel grade, including diesel, when you purchase a car wash in store or at the pump. That way you can fill up and keep shining. Offer valid at participating locations. Visit Terribles.
If you didn't get Jaden Daniels, what do you guys think of J.J. McCarthy? That's what I want to hear about. What do you think of J.J. McCarthy?
So we started using Babbel.
And start learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas? When you learn a language.
Jimmy Fallon had a big thing about a new comedy show, not on ABC, NBC, but YouTube. And I think Jimmy Fallon's been terrible lately, man. That guy's a tough guy to watch, man. His interview skills are really bad.
Indeed.com.
What's that?
I think I gotta do that mandatory harassment training thing again.
Yeah, I got it too. When's it due by?
I just did the damn thing. It's
The next day. No time. Kids.org.
We go.
Yep.
They're now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
All right, hour number 2 begins. Throw a couple things in the chat you want me to talk about, and I'll do it right here in the monologue. The monologue is a lot like being a musician and opening up with your best song, or you're opening up the hour with your best. So I like to go big for the monologue, and then I'm going to check out about 20 minutes from now.
It's time for JT the Brick. Stop. That is productive.
Shots at O'Connell. Backpedaling, lobbing to the end zone, trying to get at him.
I thought Aiden O'Connell played pretty well last year. He's a quarterback who's serviceable.
Now, right, gets out of there.
No better player who plays with heart and passion and speed than Max Crosby. Wait till you see him this upcoming season.
JT the Brick.
Don, get throw. Hey, sack.
I love the addition of Jack Jones. All the plays he made last year will be a great addition for this team moving forward.
Intercepted down the sideline. Intercepted Jenkins. Touchdown.
All right, now we're good. Let's get to it.
And here's JT the Brick.
Out of the gate, hour number 2 on the flagship on the YouTube live stream. On YouTube, JT the Brick YT. Y'all have YouTube. Y'all watch stuff there. Find the show. It's there right now. You can get it. We've been on for an hour and 6 minutes of Raider content. We've been heavy Raiders today because today is my proclamation. It's Jayden Daniels Day. Just for the pre-draft coverage, we're going to do one day with Jayden Daniels. I'm not going to do a Caleb Williams Day because we ain't getting him. Not getting him. Okay, I might do a J.J. McCarthy Day. Might do it. And I might even do a Michael Penix Jr. Day because I'm looking to come up with content because we don't talk about the practice squad. We don't talk about the backups. We talk about winning championships, and we need a franchise quarterback, or at least we'd like one. We'd like one. Do we get one this year, or do we have to wait? I have no idea. I really have no idea. And some years, I have a pretty good understanding heading into the draft what they're going to do. Tom Telesco is a private guy. I like it. Not going to tip his hand. He is not going to tip his hand at all. But as we start off hour number 2, we're brought to you by the Black Hole. Hour number 2 of the show, the Black Hole. Become a member of the Black Hole with Mark, Cisco, John, all of our friends. Go to theblackhole.com and click on membership, and you could be a member of the Black Hole. How cool is that? So for Jayden Daniels, what do I like about him? Everything. What I love the most about him is his ability to run. The Raiders need a quarterback that can run specific running plays in and around the 5-yard line that can score touchdowns. Jayden Daniels can do that. I think Gardner Minshew can do it. I don't think Aiden O'Connell can, nor Aiden O'Connell will be called on to do that. I'm talking about quarterback draws. I'm talking about bootlegs. I'm talking about tuck and run. I'm talking about the pistol. Things that a quarterback can get you a touchdown. And that's what I like about Jayden Daniels. I saw him throw today on what they showed us at the pro day. Big arm. Ball comes out beautifully. He can throw it 65 in the air. He can throw it on a dime. He's a great thrower. A leader. He won the Heisman Trophy at LSU. He was a leader at ASU. He had a better opportunity to go win the Heisman, so he transferred. I don't know him personally. I know some people who know him personally. I haven't heard of any red flags. Nothing. And again, if I heard of red flags, you would have heard about it from now. Remember, Baker Mayfield had red flags because one time in college, he ran from the cops. I ran from the cops 6 or 7 times in college. I didn't steal anything. I was out boozing late at night. Things were happening. Next thing you know, here comes the cop. Run. That was the biggest criticism of Baker Mayfield. He went number one to a really bad franchise and played really well. Really well. He went to Tampa Bay. We could have had Baker. We could have had him for a song and a dance. Remember what Baker did to us on Thursday Night Football in Los Angeles against the Rams? Had the playbook for less than 14 hours, went the length of the field. Might have been the biggest breakdown in coverage I've seen in my 25 years with the Raiders. They couldn't guard anybody. And Baker Mayfield, they held Max Crosby in the end zone on that play. Fact, not fiction. That would have ended the game with the safety. But Baker went the length of the field, and we didn't want him. Really? We didn't want him? Well, what didn't we see with Baker Mayfield a year and a half ago? What did I miss on that one? Now the next Baker Mayfield could be J.J. McCarthy. I watched some film on him and saw something where he tucked and run. There was a 3rd and 8, and they were on their own. They were going in. They were 28 yards out. There was a 3rd and 8, and he hesitated and ran straight down the middle for a touchdown. I said, "Moo, let me rewind that again. That looks like Baker Mayfield." I'd take J.J. McCarthy. Would I trade up to get J.J. McCarthy? Hell yeah, I would. They got him going number 3 and number 4 today. You want J.J. McCarthy out of Michigan with a national championship diamond ring, you got to go get him. Would I trade up to get J.J. McCarthy? Hell yeah, I would. Would I trade up to get Michael Penix Jr.? No. I would not trade up to get Michael Penix Jr. or Bo Nix. But I'd take Michael Penix Jr. at 13. I wouldn't trade back, because if you trade back, then you're getting cute and you're getting risky. Now, if you can trade from 13 to 18 and pick up another second-round pick, okay, I'm all right with that. Don't expect Michael Penix Jr. to be there. Someone might jump you. So the quarterback draft order is really interesting. Troy is on the live stream, says Daniels, McCarthy, Penix, Nix, and then Travis. Yeah, because we know Caleb Williams is not going to be available. I appreciate that. A lot of people are saying I would take JJ at 4 or 6. That's Troy. Yeah, I would take him at number 4 or 6 too. I think Minnesota wants him at 4. I think the Giants will take him at number 6. That's how I see that there. And then everybody else who's jumping in. I have another gentleman that says, send the farm for Daniels. 3 firsts, 2 seconds, and 2 thirds. Whoa, man, that's a lot. Ooh, that's a lot. Well, let me see that again. Really? 3 firsts? I'm out. I'm not doing 3 firsts. They might, and I'd pick them up at the airport, Jaden Daniels, if I can. But I wouldn't give up 3. The only guy I'd give up 3 for is Caleb Williams. And I think the Bears are not going to give up. The Bears might get an offer for 4, which I don't think they will, but I think the Bears would only look at a 4. I don't think the Bears would even look at 3 first-rounders. I don't even think the Bears would. I think that Ryan Poles is clearly sold on him and what could happen. A couple of gamblers have been showing up in my DMs. Sometimes it's just trolls I have to call idiots and slap back. But a couple of gamblers have been showing up in my DMs telling me, Bobby, that they know more on Ohtani than I do. Okay. I say, okay, but I can't read your DMs here because I don't know you. I don't know who you are. So let me read you this one, but I'm not giving the name out, obviously. Here's one. Swear to God, in my Twitter, JT, please contact me. I know for a fact Ohtani has been involved, and I know it's connected to Vegas. Okay, I'm not going to reach out to this guy. My wife says, don't reach out to strangers. I will not do that. Here's another one on a text message from someone I know. JT, connect the dots with Ohtani. It all connects through Vegas. Okay, you got my attention here. What's going on? Oh, some of the sub-gamblers below the bookie, some of the collectors and the recruiters of some of these sports gamblers do business in Vegas. Is that shocking? Why is that shocking? That a Southern California bookmaker, a legal bookie, has got guys who collect money in Vegas or go recruit other gamblers in Vegas? But here's where it gets juicy. What happens if this bookmaker, who everybody's coming after, is telling everybody he has Ohtani as a client and can show it with wire transfers on his phone? Hey, we're having lunch here at a beautiful casino. I want to do business with you. I got a sports book. I need you to do business with me. Oh, by the way, I'm doing business with Shohei Ohtani. Prove it. Oh, really? Okay, here, look at my phone. These are the wire transfers for $500,000 coming from Ohtani's account. Ooh, okay, I'll give you $200,000 to start. We're starting to hear stuff like that. Ohtani denied everything. Ohtani denied everything. Holy crap, did that take balls? He literally sat there and said, no, 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 no. Whoa, how did he do that? Wait, I thought Ohtani, what I thought was the right thing to do if he did anything wrong was to say, here's the deal. I have never bet on baseball. I gamble. My best friend had a gambling addiction. It got out of control without me knowing, and I paid him off. I paid off his debt. I paid off because he's my best friend. I won't do it again. And by the way, I don't gamble on baseball again, and I won't gamble again. And then the commissioner would have said, oh, he admitted it. He admitted it. He's dealing with an illegal bookmaker. We're going to suspend him for a month or two, and then you can come back and play and be fine. That's what I thought could have happened. No. Ohtani said, I've never bet. I've never bet. I was robbed. I'm disgusted. I had no idea. Come on, Bobby. There's a lot of this. I didn't do anything, which I was a little bit surprised by.
I've heard this story 100 times before too, haven't you?
Yeah, we've heard the
Rocky
story a lot.
Romero, Sammy Sosa. Pete, I've had all these people.
Yeah,
that
we've
sat
had.
there and lied straight out, said I didn't do it. So you know
Yeah.
what? I'm going to be a sucker. I'm going to be a good guy.
Mhm.
I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Fine. But if he's proven guilty, so help me God, they're going to do the same thing to him they did to Pete.
Yes. If he's guilty, they got to run him out of baseball. They got to run him out of baseball, and we'll see. Let's see if that happens. I'm rooting for Ohtani. I don't want him to get run out of baseball. I don't want anybody to get run out of sports. I want everybody to do well. But man, when you start talking to bent-nosed, degenerate gamblers and real gamblers, when you start talking to guys you trust because they're people I know for a long time, but they're in the underworld of gambling, so they've been betting illegally their whole life, but now in Vegas with the app, they're betting legally. They got a lot of stories, man. You go sit down in these casinos and talk to some of these proud sports gamblers, and let me look into the camera right now on my YouTube feed. The biggest problem now in sports media to me is the uneducated masses listening to the uneducated who are on television, putting on makeup and filming commercials for ESPN Bet, DraftKings, FanDuel, and they know nothing about sports gambling. That to me is a really disturbing topic that's happening now. Now, I got friends who work at VSiN. They're very good. Paulie, remember Paulie was my partner. Paulie was my partner. Put this on YouTube. Paulie Howard is one of the greatest sports entertainers I've seen. And I said that the first show I ever did with him. So Paulie's texting me and says, hey, I like this game. Or Mitch, who he works with, those guys are grinders. They're doing a great job. My buddy Brady Cannon, one of the sharpest golf handicappers I ever met. Super sharp. We've been friends, Bobby, how long with Dave Koken and Matt Humans?
25 years.
25 years. Okay. Some better than others. Okay. Everybody else pretty much doesn't know crap other than Bill Krakenberger and a handful of people. My buddy Joe Fortenbaugh, right? I was one of the first people to ever put Joe on radio nationally because I heard he was brilliant. I listened to him. I worked on 95.7 The Game. I said, we got to put this guy on the radio. Joe's now on ESPN doing gambling. He's sharp. He's fun. He makes it entertaining. He's on with Stephen A. and Dog now. Love me some Joe Fortenbaugh. He's great. I drive around on the weekends, and there's guys who were like a board op 2 weeks ago saying I'm on this game. I literally pull over in my car and I lose my mind. I grab my Twitter. I go, what the hell's going on here? You're on a game. You're making $22 a shift. Well, how much you betting? Out of your $22 shift, you're going to bet 15 on a game? You'll go broke. So don't listen to a Sports Center anchor who's filming a commercial for an app telling you who to bet on. This is insanity. And it's not being regulated because the consultants and the program directors, right? We got a great program director here, Q Myers. He's actually the program director, and he hosts a show. Very good at everything. People person, great host. If Q just started sitting on ESPN TV saying, I'm going with this game every day, I'd be like, wow, Q's got a good opinion. Okay, I know him. Maybe I'll place a bet with him. Everybody else who's on radio should not be allowed to give you picks unless they disclaim the ticket, the amount they're betting, and show you the ticket. The problem is, the dirty secret is professional gamblers like Bill Krakenberger don't have time. They don't have time to do radio. They have time to gamble, and they're quiet, and they do it. I mean, they sell picks, they do this or that. But the core of Steve Fezzik, who's a great gambler, won the Super Contest twice. You've heard him here in Vegas forever. He's a professional gambler. He does a little bit of radio. He's too busy winning to try to do this. I read Billy Walters' book. Billy Walters, hush, hush. Then he went on 60 Minutes. Then he went to jail with Phil Mickelson, one of the sharpest guys ever. Jimmy Vaccaro, the Godfather, Brett Musburger. Is there anybody better than Brett Musburger? Is there anybody I trust more? If you said I had to put my life on the line for a game, Brett Musburger. I don't know if he's right or wrong, but I trust the Godfather. We're watching all of this clown show gambling going on now. And now people are even gambling on the draft. It's incredible. So bet with your wallet, not with your head. That's what's good about the YouTube, Bob. You can go on a rant like that, for 17 minutes and have a lot of fun. Even Pete Rose. I remember I got in a deal with Pete, and Pete's giving out picks, and I'm like, okay, Pete's going to give out picks. Well, one thing about Pete, he's really passionate about gambling. And now I just think, a 24-year-old, unless a 24-year-old whiz kid, Derek has a Circa Survivor. You get someone like that who wins Circa Survivor and wins like $1 million. Give that guy a radio show. I want to hear that guy. He's a winner. He bet and he won, and we know how much he won. Everybody else, pump the brakes, man, on your picks and your parlays. The NBA's got a problem now here. There's a Toronto Raptor who might have been a part of some parlays, decided to come out of games so the parlays wouldn't hit. It's got the NBA a little bit worried. Remember Tim Donaghy in the past. Eventually, there's going to be corruption in one major sport on an athlete who gambles on sports. Could that be Shohei Ohtani? I doubt it. I would guess, and I'd be pretty confident that he never bet on baseball, because you got to be pretty stupid to be a baseball player and bet on baseball. Do I think he gambled? Probably. But man, he shut me up with that press conference. He told everybody, no. I did not gamble. And another buddy told me too, another cool thing. He said, that enrages the investigators.
Oh, yeah.
When the investigators are investigating you and you say, I didn't do anything, as the investigators are watching on TV, they'll look at each other and go, okay, let's go get him. He said he didn't do anything. Let's go get him. And that's where Ohtani is right now. I hope it all works out. As we get rolling here. So, Jaden Daniels, before I get out to the phone, 702-365-9200. Bobby told me today is Randall Cunningham's birthday. Wow, local guy, really good guy. The pastor, everything he's done here in town. Happy birthday to Randall Cunningham. UNLV's playing. We just heard from Kevin Bollinger from Fox 5, and they're playing at 4 o'clock. I'm definitely going to watch that game. I'd like to see Kevin Kruger win this tournament. It'll help for recruiting and everybody else there along the way. Golden Knights lost a brutal game. Were they up 4-1, Bobby, or 3-1? They were up 4-1. 4-1? It's hard to lose a hockey game when you're up 4-1 and you have a Stanley Cup back at the building from this past year. Come on, guys. Let's not screw that up. And Sweet 16's in progress, and baseball is going to get underway. It's Bobby every year and me every year. Yankees versus Red Sox. My Yankees open up in Houston. That's unique. I haven't seen that in a while. I'll pick the Yankees again to win the World Series, as I do every year. Haven't been right since 2019. I wish 2019. 2009. That's been a while, man. I'm entitled to win a World Series every year as a Yankee fan. I am entitled as a Yankee fan with 27 rings to win a World Series every year. Man, I've been struggling for a while.
Well, I'll tell you what, at least you're not a Red Sox fan.
No, I'm not a Red Sox.
Thank God for the Oakland A's. We might be the second worst team in the
I do not comment on the A's. It's one of the great things I try to do for Mark Davis.
Just as an example.
Yes, I do not talk A's baseball on the Raiders flagship.
I'm just saying that my pitching staff is beyond horrendous, and we've done nothing to improve the bat.
Can you tell our T-shirt guy, because we got a great T-shirt guy here, because I got some new T-shirts coming. Can I get a T-shirt that says, I don't talk A's baseball on the Raiders flagship station? That's it. Don't have to have my graphic on it. I don't talk A's on the Raiders flagship.
It might have to be continued on the back. It's a pretty
Yes, you can put half of it on the front and the other half on the back. 702-365-9200. When we come back, Mike Davis will join us. Got a lot of football experience. He's the head coach of our Vegas Nighthawks. He loves Raider talk. We're going to talk to him coming up here, his deep history, extensive history with the CFL and the IFL, and someone we're going to talk with, a great connection to our partners at the Vegas Golden Knights. We'll talk to him on the other side. Want to thank our great friends at Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Came home again. There's my oldest son. He's a Caniac. It's right there, the box. Loves everything. Loves the toast. Loves the chicken fingers. Sometimes he gets 2 orders. He loves it so much. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud partners of UNLV, and the Rebels play tonight. Go Rebels. You could shoot that to Ray. Shauna. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Modelo time. Modelo. I gave you a rockin' 125, an hour 25. Appreciate it. All right, everybody with me, hit subscribe. You subscribe, hit like, pound the like right there, that thumbs up. Pound that for me. But as Benny knows, share this. Share this so we can have 10,000 followers. And I can throw some YouTube parties if we get to that number. Appreciate it. I'll see you on the live stream, everybody. Thank you so much.